Welcome to Eat, Pray, and Live. We are so glad that you joined us today. Today, I'm excited about the show. We're going to talk about friendships. What about your friends? And find out about your love language.
Whatever.
Y'all shading her?
I am.
I wish I had a piece
We
of
have to
tape.
do a little dance. I have a whole
Do to
I
left
ain't doing
eye.
no dance.
Right.
That's actually gonna go.
Hey. That's actually a really good dance for it. I would jam like.
Are you protesting?
Yes, I am.
he is.
Because I wanted lovers and friends.
Maybe we can throw in lovers and friends when we start talking.
Oh, look at him dance.
I'm dancing to my song though. Lovers and
Go,
friends.
Stacy. All right,
like
y'all,
that.
welcome to the show. We're excited. Thank you for joining us. And let me introduce my panel that really don't need any introduction. They're the same panel every week. But to my left is Miss Stacy Ike.
Hey guys.
And then we have the Texas Says King,
Dead. Inside joke, folks.
Demetrius said he was set in Texas's. And I said, how you spell that? Demetrius Jones in the house.
Hilarious.
You can't do that on the
This is a love language right here. Right.
I'm living.
That's how he living right now.
That's how I'm living right here.
Keep it real. You gotta keep it real. And then
real.
last but never least, we have my militant me, Courtney Stewart.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
Oh Lord. That was exhausting. I don't know why that took a lot out of me. Shoot. Well, all right. You know what? You know how we do. You know how we get it popping. Okay, listen. Oh, that's a good sound.
Make it jump.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Well, how you living? Let's get right into our show because we got a lot of ground to cover. We're talking about friendships, and that can get sticky and tricky and
Tricky.
go in a lot of different places. But
Sticky.
I want to talk about, because friendships, second chances. What do y'all think about, let me say, the proposal that would delay when employees can ask about criminal history?
Employers can ask about it.
Employers, thank you for that correction. Yeah, and what happens, they said, is when you do have a record and they ask and you divulge that information, it drops your chances of getting that job by 50%.
That seems low.
It seems like you just wouldn't get the job.
Higher. You
Right.
gotta be like
Higher.
80%.
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of, you know what do y'all think about it? I think if you kind of, you did the time,
Yeah.
then
Should be
you,
good now.
then
I think it's
covered the
great
crime.
that they are doing that because it gives you a chance to sort of meet the
yourself.
person and get your own impression of
Yeah.
them. Even though, because I get it, like especially like my parents had a Quiznos restaurant for like years.
Really?
And
I used to like Quiznos.
I used to too, and then I ate
Right,
too
and then
much.
that's all you did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my mama stopped cooking, and that's how we ate. But we used to because on the application they check, you have to check whether you were convicted of a felony and whatever. And as soon as that was checked, it was like nah, because you don't want to take the chance.
Yeah.
But I think people you're more likely to take a chance if you don't have that information in your face right away, and then you listen and maybe you can gauge.
Yeah.
Plus, like, I mean, what's the point of rehabilitation after that if you can't even be rehabilitated in terms of getting a job or moving
That's true.
forward?
That's
You've got to be able to
real.
move forward. I mean,
But at the same
Absolutely.
time, as a business owner, if somebody's been in a cycle of crime for most of their life, like you don't necessarily want
And
them
see,
working for
that's-
you.
it depends on what it is, though, of course.
Right. It depends on what it is, but if you
Yeah.
have to wait, it's like if someone has been convicted of embezzling or stealing from a
Yeah.
subway,
Right.
do I necessarily want them to work at Quiznos? But at this point, I'm willing to run the risk, so I will be in favor of this proposal.
Yeah.
I'm honestly more surprised that Courtney grew up on Quiznos.
I didn't grow up on
You
it.
said your mama stopped cooking.
Well, no.
And
At
y'all
that
basically ate
point, no.
Quiznos.
At that point, I was in college when they bought the Quiznos and
Oh,
had it.
okay.
So it was like the year after college when I came home for a few
Right,
months.
and it was, like,
That's
fun.
all I was like, yo, I thought we were gonna eat. Like my mom, like you better eat that Quiznos. Some chili. You want a sandwich? Like all the time. It was
Yeah.
awful.
They don't own it anymore?
No, they sold it a few years ago.
Oh, that's
a couple
fine.
years ago.
Quiznos.
yeah,
Lord
that's
have
cool.
mercy.
So what you eat now?
I cook my own food.
right.
And I got a stove now, y'all.
Wait a minute,
Gas
Thanksgiving.
game. Yes.
How what'd you eat for
It was
Thanksgiving?
good. I ate a lot of stuff.
Did you cook anything?
I didn't. Remember, I didn't have a stove because
Oh, that's
SoCal gas
right.
didn't come till November 30th.
That's
but
so
anyway,
whack.
I
That
brought
was so
drinks
crazy.
for everybody.
Okay, look, I gotta say something.
Yeah,
you
because
had
you,
pie.
yeah, you
You had a
gotta,
pie
you definitely
competition.
gotta.
So
say
I had a
something.
pie, and the question is whether or not it was,
You kind of blasted it last week
Look,
because
look,
it
look.
was
Yeah, because you said it was too expensive.
$25 pie, which is expensive.
But it was
But it's being
delivered.
delivered. It's being
Okay, so do
hand
y'all want to
delivered.
know? Do y'all want to
Yes, we
know?
want to know. You were like, that pie better be good.
While it is true
She
that
gonna get a
Shamika's
Texas if that
pie
pie
was
ain't
not
good.
as good as a blowjob,
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
That
I
was
will
his
say
comparison
this.
from last week
I
for
will
those of
say
y'all that
this.
didn't listen.
I will say this. It's in the top 5 of pies I've ever had.
Oh.
I wish we would have got 2.
Two.
I was mad that we didn't get 2. I did, after I ate it and I told her how good it was, that's when she also told me that it was vegan and
I told you that.
organic. I didn't know that's what it was
Gluten-free,
going
all
to be.
that kind of stuff.
And it might be comparable to a bad blowjob, but it's a damn good pie. It's a, man, I have to give her a
Comparing
props.
pies
It's a-
to blowjobs.
Like,
Well, okay, I'm
think
sorry.
about
It was
that.
definitely because I had her pie, I had Patty's pie. It was by far superior to
You know,
Patty's pie.
I didn't like Patty's pie.
The sweet potato one.
You know what?
It's okay in
It
a
was
crunch.
okay. It was
Yeah, crunch.
okay, but that damn cobbler, that peach cobbler,
cobbler.
and
No,
then we did a berry
We
cobbler.
did a berry one. The berry one was really good.
wow.
Yeah.
that sounds
That was really good.
amazing.
Ridiculous.
So
That sounds
yeah.
ridiculous.
So
It
I love
was.
Shamika's pie. I could eat one right now. Honestly,
how quickly did it go?
probably about an hour, really.
You ate a whole pie?
Well,
It happens.
Tasha started eating it, and then I was like, say I ate half a pie, and we gave a friend a piece, and I was like, no.
You ate a whole pie.
Actually,
You ate
I
the whole
told her
pie.
stop eating it. It was mine, and she's like, you didn't even want the pie, and that's why I was like, you should have got 2. So,
That's hilarious.
so, you know.
That's hilarious.
And then you dropped off the cobbler that you got from Emmett. What was that?
That cobbler?
That cobbler. Why would you put a okay, let me
No,
just
the
stop.
cobbler from M&M's. My thing
Was it
with
good?
M&M's,
I
I like
love
their cobbler.
M&Ms.
It had too much nutmeg in it this
Yeah.
time, but normally, no, because this was my problem last year. Yeah, they put too much nutmeg in it. She's talking about the container. That's
Yeah.
the cobbler container.
Yeah, but you shouldn't put it like that because then the crust gets really soggy.
That's how I want it.
Cobbler. A lot of
why did
people
you give it to
want
me?
The gooey crust.
Because I couldn't eat all that shit.
You dropped that big ass container of cobbler off at the house.
No, I gave
was
you
like,
2 pies.
Why?
I'm gonna need
peach
y'all to
cobbler.
text because you could have dropped half of that
I'm
off at my
saying,
house.
wait, a quarter could come to my house. I mean, you
I didn't
just
get
left
none of
us
them
all
text
the way out.
that got it delivered. So I would have loved it.
My bad.
And I don't do a lot of sweets. That's not my thing.
So what you do with all that food?
We ate that food.
You are such an amazing
Okay.
cook, by the way.
Thank
like, my
you.
God. Oh, my gosh. You are
Tell me
such a...
more.
Girl, I was talking about you to my friend a couple days ago, and I was like, man, like, I was really just saying that it's crazy how, like, I want to say relatable is the word I use, but, like,
Yes.
and I was like, we were at her house, and I'm telling you, we was growling, blah, blah, blah. She cooked this, she was like, you okay? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking about it. Like, you're just so good. Because we were
Thank you.
probably
I cook with a lot of love.
Yes.
That's the intangible ingredient because I can give you the recipe to the T. It will not come out
But
the same.
you genuinely love cooking.
I do.
And it's crazy because I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
You know why I love to cook?
I'm freaked out by the kitchen, but we are going to work on it for 2017. We are.
We're going to talk about love languages, but that is a part of my love language. I'm a giver, and that's something I like to do. I don't like to just cook for the sake of cooking. I like to feed people. You know, I like to bless people with
Praise
it.
the
And
Lord, we like to
when
eat.
when you guys are happy and you're enjoying, that's like it
Now,
fills my
hey,
heart.
but don't get it twisted. Sheree will cook. You'll be at her house. You look up, where's Sheree? She don't took her ass to sleep. But she don't want you to go. She don't want you to go. Everybody stay here. Keep doing stuff. I'm about to go to sleep. She did it on
Did I
Thanksgiving.
take a nap? I did. I was gone about an hour.
Yes.
Out.
I was like, where's Sheree?
Out.
Like, I just want y'all to be having fun. That's so
Just
cool.
have fun. But then I rejoined the
Right.
function.
Yeah.
But I had to take a little break to replenish.
Right. You've been up,
and
You've been cooking all day. That's
Yeah.
word.
you think these Negroes would get a hint.
Right.
Same Negroes.
Be confused of why she went to bed.
It was same Negroes were there when I woke up. I'm like, all y'all no. I wanted y'all to stay. I
How
did
funny
because I
is
just needed. It was a lot. You know,
Yeah.
cooking.
You were fine.
Preparations
You
a
did.
lot.
You definitely did. You snapped back after
I
you
did.
had your nap. She did.
I did. We had some
hilarious.
high spirited conversations, so that helped
We had
too.
some arguments because No, there was a Trump supporter there.
My brother.
And I was not going
My
to say
brother
who
is
it
a Trump
was.
supporter.
Why are you can't be doing that.
It's okay.
There's no shame in his game.
Right. Wow.
There's
So
no shame. They got his butt. And his feelings got hurt.
I was not the meanest. The meanest was Javen and Tasha. They were so damn mean. They were so mean. But what I do like about your brother, he listens. And he's somebody that I can talk to. He definitely listens.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We got to have him on the show because he's got some really interesting ideals and philosophies where, like, a lot of times we'll go at it sometimes. But
Right.
let's get into our friends. We ain't talked about no friends. We talked about second chances.
Right.
Now, I like to say that a friend in need is a friend indeed. This is precious, this photo. You know what I mean? I want to get you guys your take because we use that so loosely, the word friend.
Absolutely, we do.
What is your definition, Stacy, of a friend? You didn't look at the notes.
No, it's not. No. I think I just thinking. Yeah, the thing is, because,
I gotta tell the viewers.
We get homework.
They all got these questions beforehand.
We did. But I just think that that's something that, regardless of if we started talking about this last week or 2 years ago, I don't know if it would be something that's like, I just know.
Yeah,
because
automatic.
Did you have a lot of friends, Stacey, or do you have a lot of?
I have a lot of friends.
Okay, but let me finish the question. Do you have a lot of friends? Or do you have few friends but a lot of associates?
I have few friends and a lot of associates.
Okay.
And let's do that for the sake.
I have a lot of amazing people in my life, and then a few people you talk to for real.
Right.
Yeah.
For the sake of the show, we'll refer to them as what you guys think, acquaintances? Because somebody might be listening. So if we say friends, it'll be confusing when we say, friends and do
air quotes,
okay.
air quotes,
air quote friends. Or we can say air quote friends.
Yeah.
Air quote
I just think
friends.
because of the business we're in, friend is such a fun, interesting word because, I mean, I interview someone and they're cool and we exchange numbers and then 2 weeks later someone says something about that and I'm like, yeah, that's my friend. That's not your damn friend.
No, that's not your friend.
But I absolutely say that all the time.
Yeah.
I realize, like, my best friend, she always calls me out on this. She's like, you got all these friends. Like, because she's just so not like that. She's very low key. And so she just laughs because she's like, you're the friend girl.
But
I know who my best friends are.
I use that too.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, this is my friend. Because what are you going to say?
Yeah, this is my associate.
You can't say that. Would be insulting. What do you say?
I don't say that.
I'm trying to
Oh, this
think,
is
like, do I say
Sheree, or this is
anything? I
Yep.
can say
my
this is
friend.
my
I'm gonna pay attention.
Yep. And honestly, do you know you're not? Okay, I'm not telling how much time it takes, and don't you say it either. But it takes like a certain amount of time before I call somebody a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually not scheduled to be a friend until next month.
I'm dead.
You have a specific time?
Specific time, but the reason is because I give you that time to see if you fuck up. And if they fuck up, I'm like, no,
that's
not you.
it.
So you have like a friend probation
Right.
that you do.
deep.
Yes. Yes.
How long is
That is
that?
right.
Like a year?
I'm not telling.
I'm thinking it feels like it's been a year. No, not quite a year. Damn. Yeah, it's been a year.
Some people on different schedules,
Oh.
So how do you determine who's on what schedule?
depending on how they behave towards me and what they do.
So it can be expedited.
Yes, and I test people all the time.
You do?
All the time.
What is that?
All the time.
So-
And they never
That's
know.
terrible.
I was like, let me see what they do in this situation.
If you're not trying to like be with them in a relationship, I don't even understand why you do all that
What?
extra.
I feel
like,
dirty.
I get. Yeah, I don't know because the testing is so outright. It's like
Yes, I do. And there's not anyone who is a friend of mine that has not been tested. So
Yeah,
anyone out there who thinks they're a friend of mine, yes, you have been tested.
Give us an
How
example
hilarious.
of a Demetrius friend test.
Like,
What's the last test you ran?
I can't tell because they would know. So
Well, think of an old one then.
I have to think about.
They might not be
This is a whole
watching.
lot of effort.
They might not be watching.
Oh, I might lend them money. That's a test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a
that
test.
is a harsh test.
But let me see what they do with this.
Yeah.
And how long it takes them to pay me back and all that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Or it could be something as simple as I'm going to invite them to a place to see how they behave around certain people.
Now, guys definitely do that.
Yeah, that's-
I mean,
yeah.
girls, I think we do it, but dudes do that a lot more than I thought. Like, I've
Yeah,
seen
to kind of see how you mingle with everybody and how you fit in.
I don't like that, but I get it.
I gotta do that because if you take the wrong person, the wrong place, and especially in Hollywood, and you end up in that RZA.
Very
What's
true.
that
With,
RZA? What's her name?
The wild girl in New York. What?
RZA.
I don't know who that is.
The rapper. Azalea
Well,
Banks.
Russell Crowe.
Azalea Banks.
You end up with that situation where she fighting with Russell Crowe at the dinner.
Yeah, that is just.
I mean, you definitely have to. Yeah, you have to watch
Yeah.
I mean,
how
I
people
guess.
interact.
That just seems too like involved. Like friendship seems like it happens more organically in
than
my
that.
world.
What is? How do you define friend?
I mean, a friend for me is like my chosen family. So it's not something that like. Almost like some of my relationships, it just sort of happens. Like it wasn't something I planned. I'm not like testing and looking for or whatever.
Right.
Like we're around you. Whenever we meet, we for whatever reason we click. That's a big thing because there's a lot of people that I've known for a really long time, but like we don't click.
Click,
Like
yeah.
there's something that just
Seriously.
doesn't. So we cool. We always gonna be cool, but I would never be like, oh, that's my friend, that's my girl. Like that's never.
I think it is really interesting when you meet someone and it's been like a month and you're like, I want to see them all the time and I like love being around them, and then you known someone for 5 years and you're like, I barely want to. You know, not in a bad way. You just don't.
It just doesn't
don't
work.
work.
So
Yeah.
Such
don't
a
we
thing.
all unconsciously test?
Okay, yeah,
our
maybe,
friends?
yeah.
I would think we would.
I think so.
No, but I would think
yeah.
we don't say like Demetrius, I'm gonna test him. I'm gonna do X, Y, Z.
Give some money when you.
But we're watching, we're observing, we're watching, and there is a probationary period before you can.
before
You're
I tell you
watching.
something?
You're watching and listening.
Absolutely.
But I feel like you're not watching. Like I feel like you're existing and living with each other, and it's one of those things. Like I trust you until you've shown me otherwise. And for me, it's like we're chilling, we're doing our thing, we're living, and then if you show me something that I'm like, oh, that
I'm
doesn't
opposite.
fit.
You don't seem,
I'm opposite.
but Courtney doesn't seem like that type. You don't seem like the super friendly and I'm giving everybody
Well, I'm not.
the
That's
benefit
part
of
of
the
it.
doubt.
I'm definitely not super friendly, and I'm definitely like I know.
right.
I'm not that.
So basically, she has up this wall
I know.
that you got to break through.
It's not a wall.
Okay, one moment. America, that's the ultimate test. But I don't trust. My thing is, for me, trust is earned. So if I meet you, I don't trust you until you
there's-
show me something.
So
to trust
you start with a negative.
Yes.
And you don't see. I think I start at ground level.
I think I continue. 'Cause
Are
I
you-
love
are you
that.
at ground
I think I'm
level?
at ground level because when you want to have a friend with, like, when you want to have a real friendship with somebody, there's things you want to tell them.
Yes.
There's things you want to be able to gist with, and I think you're right. The
Mom, I am
unconscious
busy.
Let me talk to her. I got something to
So
tell you,
funny,
girl.
yeah.
Nice to know.
Let me tell mom.
So
Say hi to
funny.
mom. Put her.
No, I took her off. I'm not about to talk to my mama
Ignore
right
my
now.
phone call. Just ignore my
Mom
call.
on the show.
So
That's
what were you
funny.
saying though?
No, I just think that when I want to build an actual friendship with somebody, there's things I can't wait to like express to people. And it's funny, I see the friend that I've had for a month and I'm like, wow, I want to tell you everything. And then this friend I've known for 6 months is like, you still don't know anything about my family.
Wow.
That's the big, and things that are important. You know, I see the way I'm interacting with y'all. Y'all know we talk.
Why
boys,
don't
we
they
talk
know? Are
this.
they not asking? Because that's
It's
goes
also like,
to
what
a
the hell are
love
we talking
language.
about?
Gotcha.
What's our
You're
thing?
not talking about.
What are we friends about? Are we friends because we only go out and like we look cute together? Or are we friends because I want you at my apartment?
Yes.
Those are-
some. You know what a guy told me one time? He said, "Your crew." He said, "You got to do a better job. Your crew is suspect."
Ooh.
Means my crew, they weren't lookers. And somebody told me this years ago. And I don't pick people based on the way they look.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
She's just like, absolutely, that's part of the test.
No.
If you want
Your
good
eyebrows
rating,
are not done this week? What is really going on?
You
Sheree,
didn't get
this is
your
the
nails done,
thing.
you are
Sheree and
out.
I'm not gonna say his name. We know a mutual person who used to tell me, he's like, man, you gotta understand. Fine, I'll never forget this. He's like, fine women run in packs. I was like, sometimes they do, but sometimes you got one fine girl and a bunch of not fine girls. I don't know how that happens, but it happens sometimes.
People have such interesting theories about that. Like, you know, she purposely wanted like ugly friends, or I'm doing air quotes by the way. I hate those. It's not right. Just like you said, we're just picking friends to pick friends.
well, some people do pick friends.
I mean, you're
for
right, but I
what they
think
look like.
what they look like.
One time I did have a birthday party some years ago. I'm not gonna say who said this either. And they were like, the person, they had never really been around like all of my friends, and so it was a surprise party, and so my girlfriend at the time invited everybody, and they pulled me to the side and they were like, you have a lot of very attractive friends. And I looked around, I was like, yeah. And I don't know if it was on purpose, but I definitely like attractive women, and you know, if guys
Does that make you feel? Does that make you feel what is the word? Does that like somehow speak to your bravado? Does it make you feel like the man? Does it, because y'all have egos. Men have egos.
But
it doesn't feed your ego?
They're attractive guys, I would assume, is what she was referring to. So no, but I guess it's
So
like
if your
art.
guy friends are like, Garland's like, man, you always got some banging women around. That don't feed your ego?
Garland makes me laugh because he would say shit like, she looked like one of Demetrius's girls, but talking about Boomerang, if you know that part. So
that is so.
It makes me. I don't know if it feeds my ego, but yeah, it's a compliment, So
What's a friend expectation that you have?
if I need money, that they will give it to me. If I don't feel comfortable enough to ask you for money, then I wonder what this friendship is about. And so with my
that's
friends,
good.
they I would feel
That is
comfortable
a
asking.
That's so big though. Like I love that, but there's like 20% of people in my life I would feel like comfortable asking for money.
That's your friends then.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
What about you,
I
Courtney?
think that's a good
That is good.
That's a
because and for me it's somebody like that I'm willing to give money to.
True.
Really
as
is.
well.
And but for me
Yeah.
it's like I was taught you if you giving money you giving it away.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
if it
cool.
comes back great.
Yeah.
But you don't
Can I hold
give
something?
Yeah.
Like
especially when it comes to family and friends like
Don't do it. He's
expect,
testing
like,
you.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
testing you.
Courtney, can I hold like
He's
five?
testing
I wouldn't
you.
give it to you unless I'm willing to just give it up. Like if I want my $5
Give what
back,
up?
I'm not gonna give it to you.
What are you giving up?
Like what I'm just saying.
I want
Oh.
5,000.
Lord.
5,000. You are out of luck
He's
for
like,
at
I ain't
least
talking about
a
no
minute.
$5.
I'm just
I got
saying, like, as an
$5.
example.
I think
Lord Jesus.
I think mine is talking goals and encouragement. Like if I can't tell you my true goals, because
Yes.
you talk to people and you're like, yeah, I would love to do this, and you don't even know what you're saying, you're just talking. But when I can tell someone like, this is my dream, this is my goal, that's such a big
And
thing for me.
yes.
That's such a, because I'm like,
And
how
I
do you
would
react?
imagine that's it. How do you react?
How do you react? Are you encouraging? Do you support this? Are you loving it? Do you have real
Are
things
you
to say?
excited
Are you,
for me?
Oh,
Yeah.
you really can't do that. You're on the bottom.
Wow.
Oh, and
You
I
ain't no
hater.
friend.
Oh,
That's,
man.
that's how you
man.
identify a hater. We'll get into that
Yeah.
because that's important too.
That's a huge thing.
With me, it's like if somebody offers, and this is my love language, and we'll get into the love language. And Demetrius sent this to me. You want to take this?
What?
Doctor, give
sure,
the
I don't
Dr.
mind.
Chapman.
Okay.
Dr.
Gary
Gary
Chapman.
Chapman, I heard about it I heard about it years ago. Tasha reminded me of it, so I took the test, and I told Sheree, you need to take the
Yes,
test.
I
But he's been a
did.
marriage counselor for about 30 years, believes that we each speak different love languages, which he identified as words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch.
Yes. Can you put that picture up? We have a picture of the love languages. Yes, the 5 love languages. There they are.
Okay. Yeah.
What is your love language?
your love language?
So you guys, we all took the test, you
We
guys.
did.
So I'm dying to know
Interesting.
who's who in the zoo.
I'm pulling mine up, so you
What
can
is
start.
it?
I got mine.
I printed mine out.
I love it. She's so
And now, I know.
Of course I do. I'm saying she pulled her. She's
Okay.
printed hers out. I did not.
Printed mine
come
out.
on
I
elevation.
sure did. I sure did. I'll do mine. I'm gonna do mine last. What is yours? What's your number one?
My number one was words of affirmation. Okay. And the thing is, because there are a number of questions,
Yeah, I hate
everyone,
that. Yeah.
I hate
and
I got an issue
they
with
do it by
questions.
points, like how many times you chose an answer that fit into that category.
Yes.
Right.
Words of affirmation was like with a bullet for me. It was like the very top, and all others were like 6 questions behind. So I got like
Wow.
11
Oh, wow.
for that.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
huge.
Oh, wow.
What
And
does
high
it
score is
say
12.
though? For
Actions don't always speak louder than words. If this is your love language, unsolicited compliments mean the world to you. Hearing the words "I love you" are important. Hearing the reasons behind that love sends your spirit skyward. Insults can leave you shattered and are not easily forgotten. Kind, encouraging, and positive words are truly life-giving.
Wow. And that's your love language again is words of affirmation.
Yeah, words of affirmation. Then after that, these 2 were tied: acts of service and physical touch.
Okay.
The last was quality time and receiving gifts.
We surprised physical touch wasn't number one, but anyway, we're not even gonna get into that. Everybody's gonna get
The
into that.
questions made it hard to be number one, though.
Were they like
I
the
think.
same questions over and over? I'm like,
just-
they're
they were trying to
testing
get
you.
you.
They're
They were
checking
trying
on
to
Get
you.
you. I was like,
Yes.
that was a great quiz.
What was yours? What's your?
So what's very funny is we had the exact same one, words of affirmation.
Okay.
I got 9 on that one. So
Whoa.
it was interesting because I know that I'm a very affirming person. So I was like, wow, I
And
actually
that's how
didn't
I
realize
am.
that that's how I receive love as well. I was like, wow, because I love giving compliments and blah, blah, blah. But, and then my second was acts of service.
Okay.
After that, physical touch was tied. Quality time was 4th, and receiving gifts was last. And I was surprised because I love quality time, but I guess they don't think I do. I don't know.
And that's what I thought too. I was like, I like
I love
quality
spending time with people, but I do love.
But not that you don't like
Encouragement.
that.
I
but
said
it's,
that, yeah.
it's,
It's
it's,
not.
it's your love. It's
Yes.
what you need to
Yes.
feel love.
And
That's
maybe-
the primary
Yeah.
need
And maybe
that
you feel
have.
maybe you feel like getting
we need all
quality
those
time is
things.
something that's easily obtained.
Exactly. Hearing someone say, I
Or
love
given.
you,
Yeah.
and I support you.
Because physical
It's not.
touch, I thought it was, I mean, that's a given. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What was, oh, snap. Courtney, what was yours? What was
Physical
yours?
touch is not a given.
It's not a given.
Really?
It's a
No.
number 2 on mine. Quality time was my top one with 9, but they were all pretty
Quality
close,
time.
9, 7, and 6.
Yeah.
Physical touch was the bottom for me. It was only a 2, so it was the one most separate
Wow.
from everything. Yeah, so I thought it was pretty accurate.
So read that. Can you read the description?
Quality time. In quality time, nothing says I love you like full, undivided attention. Being there for this type of person is critical, but really being there with the TV off, fork and knife down, and all chores and tasks on standby make you feel truly special and loved. Distractions, postponed activities, or the failure to listen can be especially hurtful, whether it's spending uninterrupted time talking with someone else or doing activities together. You deepen your connection with others through sharing time.
I can see that. Wow.
Yeah, it
That's
totally
good.
made sense for me.
Well, mine was active service.
So real though. That's so perfect for you.
And let me tell you what I did. I took it twice. I took it as a single person and a person in a relationship because it gave you the 2 choices.
Yes, it did.
And you
yeah.
guys, if you want to take this test, where is it? It's I don't know what.
Just Google 5 love languages.
5
test, and it
Gary
should come up.
Chapman, and it'll
But
come up.
What are your other 2? Because
It
that's
takes
number
10
one.
minutes. It was acts of service,
Okay.
quality time, and receiving gifts.
Those are my top 3, yeah. Mine were just
How do you
top
feel?
2
Do you
were
feel like it's
switched.
accurate?
Yeah, that acts of service, because I'll read it. It says, can vacuuming the floors really be an expression of love? Absolutely. Anything you do to ease the burden of responsibilities weighing on an acts of service person will speak volumes. The words he or she most want to hear, let me do that for you. Laziness, broken commitments, and making more work for them tell speakers of this language their feelings don't matter. And I'll tell you this, I am a stickler for don't break no commitments. You know what I mean? And not
Yep.
communicate. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I understand life happens. You know, we can't always do what we plan to do. But do not leave me hanging. I feel abandoned. I feel it just kind of rocks my world. It really does.
Now, you also, I think.
That too.
It pisses me off.
That too,
Oh my
but under
God.
the anger,
Yeah.
that's what it really is. I feel like, wow, just exposed, like, oh my God, I just didn't matter. And
Now, this should also tell you what you need to watch out for as far as the things that you may put too much weight upon.
Yeah.
Where it's like if somebody does miss a commitment, you may need to concentrate on being more forgiving. Because what I learned from, if I like words of affirmation and insults impact me, maybe sometimes I can be too sensitive. And so I need to analyze
the
myself.
pitfalls of
what
your
those-
love
that love
language.
The underside
Yeah.
of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's true.
That's really a good
I'm
point.
glad you brought that up. 'Cause even in discovering it from my last relationship situation, seeing that my touch was 2 is because I don't necessarily need it, but it doesn't mean the other person doesn't need it.
need it,
And I
Right,
have
and
to
that's
be fully
see.
aware of that
This
all
is
the
what I
time.
Good
think.
point.
Before I get into another relationship, I promise you, I'm gonna do this love language thing. I want to know what that is, and then I'm gonna also do the escape room. Y'all know that? Yes. Because if we can't work that out in 30 minutes,
We're not
that's-
even supposed to-
listen. That's gonna be telling.
That's a good point.
That's gonna
That's
be telling. The
hilarious.
escape room, in case you guys don't know, it's kind of like this new fun thing to do now, and it's across LA. and you can get groups of like 2, 6, 10, or whatever, and you have like an hour to get out of this room, and you have to work together to find the clues and whatnot. So I need to be able to work together with,
Even
my
if
guy.
you fail, though, it's how you fail. Because you can
Absolutely.
fail, and it's like, man, we couldn't do it, but
funny
y'all,
and
come out,
laughing.
it's like, it's all right.
Nobody's pissed.
But how is that time spent? That's the thing. It's not the end. It's like you said, it's not getting out, but it's like, how did we spend that time? Did we work well together? Did we laugh? Did we enjoy it? That is going to be telling. I advise that.
You can also
Bring
do that
your
by
date
traveling
there.
together, too,
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, somebody always told me to drive across country at least once with the person.
Yep.
I'm supposed to be
Really?
with.
Yep.
I personally will
recommend it.
never drive across
I
country
can't do
again,
that.
but
I get
a
car
small
sick.
road trip. I hate road trips because I was tortured as a child on
Oh,
road trips.
Lord.
So that's just
what?
me. But like,
You don't just drop that.
That's a
low
whole
down.
nother show.
I have to drive from New
trip.
York to Atlanta. My dad listened to talk radio. We weren't allowed to listen to anything except talk radio and classical music, and it drove me insane.
Did y'all get quiz notes the whole time?
We
Oh,
they
I
weren't
told you that was
there
later.
yet. You're not paying attention.
Oh, Lord.
College.
Well, let's get to this. Was a point that Demetrius brought up, and let's play the video, and then I'll introduce it. The segment. I posted that a while ago, and I said the next person to ask me for money or to stay at my house, this is going to be my position.
You're upset at that.
But this, as it relates to our show and the topic, and Demetrius brought this up, it's sometimes very, very difficult for women, especially, to say no.
Yep. That's how I see it.
Yes.
I think women have a problem saying no. I think women should say no more.
We should, and it's setting boundaries. It's really setting boundaries. Do you think women in general have more of a problem communicating boundaries than men do?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I will defer to you, and then I'll jump
I
in.
do, because I think that, and somebody said it to me so beautifully yesterday. She was saying sometimes as women we feel like we have to dumb ourselves down, or we feel like we have to impress, or sometimes like alter so that we're worth it, and then we feel like, okay, fine, I can be comfortable, and then they're like, but this is who I fell in love with, or this is who I loved, or this is who I gave my time to, because you were so willing to sacrifice for me. Because we all, and it's not just women, but I know as a woman, I'm a strong woman, you're a strong woman, you're a strong woman, and I definitely felt in situations where I'm like, maybe I'm too strong. Don't ever tell me a man has felt I'm too strong. Never in a million freaking years.
Wow.
I have definitely dealt with that. I'm like, I know I'm a strong woman, so I have felt nervous about that, and I felt like
Interesting.
I've had to dumb down because I don't want you to be intimidated. Air quotes again, Pete.
Well, he ain't for you.
No,
If he's gonna be
but just in general, not even like a guy you're trying to date, just like a
Yes.
guy you're friends with. Sometimes they
I
freak
realized
out.
that I know that I'm strong, and I love. I've learned to really appreciate, honor, and really be proud of my strength.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I have to watch myself because I can be abrasive sometimes.
But
being
is he
too-
ever gonna watch himself?
Well, that's not. That's not up to me.
Okay.
You would hope, but the thing is, if I'm doing my part, that's all I can do is
Right.
do my part. So I know that you talked about the pitfalls of our love languages. It's the same thing. It's a pitfall of my character and who I am that it can come off abrasive sometimes.
Yeah.
So I have to with friends.
Yeah, for sure.
With friends, and you have to respect, because everybody does have their own love language. I don't necessarily need somebody I'm dating or friends with to have the same love language, but I have to honor.
what theirs is.
Yes, you were going to say something.
No, I
Courtney.
was because I was sort of trying to think through what Stacey was saying about strength, and because I've never felt like concerned about being too strong, but I can be, or I have been told, I can be cold-blooded. So there's something that I'm not sweet enough that has always sort of been, since I was really young, that I'm not sweet enough. So I'm always trying to be
Nice.
a little nicer, a little sweeter when I I don't know, delivery and energy in general. So
I can see
it's not
that.
necessarily strength per se that I've been
Yeah.
taken aback by or concerned about, but I have been concerned about how that strength
is communicated.
is communicated
Yeah.
because I had some incidences.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And communication is key, and I didn't even read the intro to the show, but that's what we're talking about. And because this is what we came up with is communication. Demetrius helped with this. Is defined by a process of information, in which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of words, symbols, signs, and behavior. Navigating through a turbulent world will create anxiety, frustration, fear, and insecurity. These emotions will inevitably spill over into our behavior. So when a friend starts tripping, are we equipped and prepared to meet the challenge? Do we try to understand where they're coming from? Giving them the benefit of the doubt, do we do that? Or it's cutting them off merited? So it really is, it comes down to, we have to determine, when to hold them, when to fold them, and when to walk away. So we talked about saying no. Now, the next thing is let's discuss loyalty in a relationship. And there's that old saying. Go ahead, Demetrius, because you like to say the word. Say it. What's our next segment?
Them hoes ain't loyal. I didn't even look at the paper. I was like, what you talking about?
I know this. Right. I know what this is.
Right.
Because we all know that loyalty, I think that's agreed across the board, that loyalty is a friendship requirement. We want our friends to be loyal. But what does loyalty look like?
I was gonna say.
it gets
What does it
real.
look like?
Loyalty, you want to know
for
when
some
loyalty
people.
gets real messy?
Tell me.
During divorces and
Yes.
breakups.
Whose side you on? Yes. What set you claim?
Who is gonna get the friends?
Seriously, that's a real thing.
Who's gonna get the friends?
When Will and I were married, it's funny because I walked away because a lot of the friends that we had, now the friends that I had prior to the marriage were my friends, but a lot of the relationships we had because of him and what he did in the entertainment industry. I left that's his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to infringe upon them. And the thing is, I'm not going to push up on people and put them in a position where they have to make a choice in that situation. So I kind of bowed out gracefully. However, now I've had some situations. I'm going to tell, I wish I had a picture. Lord, I put some people on blast.
Right.
Yes, I am. And this is the one thing. Do you have a right to dictate who your friends should be friends with?
Yes.
No.
It depends.
No.
It depends.
No.
It depends. I'll never forget. It's this one dude who's on Instagram. I've never met him, but y'all know that one Instagram follower. Y'all like each other. Other stuff is like, you my dog. You my dog.
Right, you do. Yeah,
I'll never forget his. I think his name is Personal Page. He's out in D.C. I'm gonna run this clip and tag him in it though. But he posted something one day where it's a meme of Jay-Z. It was like, and the meme said, I don't really care about what he said, but I want to know why he felt so comfortable saying that shit around you about me.
That's it. That's it.
And that's why I get to say, why are you friends with them? You know he don't like me, I don't like him. If I see him, it's almost on. Why you cool with him?
Right.
Well, no, okay. Got
But you know what, too, as an attorney, you understand conflict of interest. You understand that.
Right.
But relationships are a conflict of interest if you're humans.
Yeah.
And so if you're friends, because I've been in this situation where there were two friends that were mortal enemies. Like at first we were all in a crew and we were good, but the two of them, just whatever went down, and they wasn't never going. And one friend was like, well, you were my friend first, blah, 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 blah. But first was relative. It was barely, it made no sense.
Right.
And you don't get me wrong. If I have a friend that I'm close to and somebody's saying some wild in my presence, I'm always the person to be like, I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
Don't talk about her when I'm around like that.
See, that's what I think a friend does.
But to say that I
Don't talk
cannot
about
be
when you're
friends
around.
with that
Yes.
person anymore, when y'all obviously have ish together, because y'all both wrong. Y'all both got
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
And that has nothing to do with
that ain't got nothing to do with me
me.
and what I click with on these
Okay, so
individuals.
Courtney, I have a question. Were you able to be friends to both of them?
Yes.
You were able to do it
Yes.
without any beef or
And
whatever.
I think that's the right thing
And
in
I
our
have to
situation.
talk about them to each whatever.
Yeah.
You guys
That's
do
your
it.
issue.
Separate. That's y'all issue.
But y'all are already
That's why I believe
friends
exes
and-
can be friends and stuff.
Yeah, exes can be friends, for sure.
And it's all good.
But there still has to be a lot of boundaries.
Yeah, I would say sometimes.
Let me give you a scenario. What about your best friend
Okay.
being friends with your ex's new wife. Hello.
Ooh,
Wait a
you're
second. My best friend.
My best friend.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
your
My best friend.
best friend.
Being friends
wife?
with my.
How the hell she even get over there?
Now, wait a second. Understand
Well, they
this.
still in the same social circle?
No. The introduction was.
Through you?
Yeah, I'm using
You
this.
can't do it.
I'm
You can't
using.
do it. I know what you said.
I'm using an example, but I'm
can't
putting
do it.
myself in the friend seat.
I'm just
But at
confused
some
at how
point-
she even got over there.
But does the friend,
Shady.
does the best friend have her own at this point? Because at some point you would develop your own relationships with certain people. Like you may have been introduced by one person, but then at some point you might have your own relationship with that person.
Right.
If that relationship is like legit developed, like we got a for real relationship outside of you, then it makes sense. Because if that person got married and they're around them because they had their own relationship, like it makes sense.
You see, there are a lot of different factors, and I see what you're saying. I think that when it is a situation where the friendship is already established, then people fall out after the fact, then you can't really. What are you going to say with that? But when new friendships are forged, go ahead, Demetrius.
That's so.
No, I don't like that. Because I know like a lot of my friends are friends with my ex and and exes and stuff like that. That's kind of okay, but when we get into a situation where like you're my best friend and then you for whatever reason become best friends with
Well, she didn't say become best friends. She said
become friends with my ex's man. No,
that's
because
not gonna work.
I've told a friend like, look, I don't want to come here and then I see my ex and old boy here. So that's not about to happen.
That's what
at
I'm
your
saying.
house.
That's what
not
I'm
about
saying.
to happen.
That's the
not
stuff you
about to
got to think
happen.
about.
If we go be friends, because that's not a comfortable situation. I need to pop up at your house and no, that's not going to happen.
And conflict of interest.
Yes.
If they're friends with the ex, then inevitably wouldn't they be friends with the person the ex is dating?
They're going to have to stop being friends with.
That's what I'm saying.
wow,
that's why it doesn't,
interesting.
to me that's not rational.
Yeah.
And that's not
It
real
started as
life.
rational until I realized if they're already friends with the ex, then
Wait. This is the thing, but it is quite rational, and it can happen because when we throw rationality around, it's like, oh, no one can do that. No, they can. It's just a hard choice. You can be friends with them. You can
Right.
be friends with me.
Right.
That's it. That's just a choice.
That's my thing. And it is a conflict of interest. Here's the thing. If you were my friend and you know this person through me,
you're doing too much going all the way over there.
because there are things that I've already shared with you about the situation and whatnot. You can't take my
intimate
stuff.
thoughts and
Yeah. So you got too much information. It really is a conflict of interest. And Demetrius and I talked. If you are going through a divorce and you go to a lawyer just to have a consultation and you decide, no, this really is not the lawyer for me, and you choose another attorney to represent you, the man that you're divorcing cannot use the attorney that you had a consultation with because it's a conflict of interest. They have too much of your information.
It's actually a trick that people do. They go to all the top divorce attorneys in town.
Listen, that's
don't
smart.
want to use,
Before, so you can't use
To
that
rule
on
them out. Rule them out. Rule them out. Well, let's move on to, because this is common in friendships, and if we can put the picture up, because the picture speaks volumes. There's that little green-eyed monster. Say what now? When you and this is what you said earlier, when you share some things that are happening in your life that are very, positive, and you're excited, and your friend is like,
I don't know how you're gonna do that. That sounds real interesting. It sounds hard.
Raining on your parade.
I love when people
How
tell
do
me
you
things
spot a
sound hard.
hater, Demetrius?
I look at it as there are two things, two criteria. One is what they're saying true, and two, that they have to say it.
Is it necessary?
beautiful.
Is it nice, and is it necessary?
Yeah, because sometimes like people tell
writing
me,
that down.
Look, that picture is
right?
That-
People tell me stuff all the time, ideas and things like that. Boys, they want to run it by me. Sometimes I may say like, you're not going to be able to do this because X, Y, and Z. You might want to do this. Sometimes I don't say anything. I was like, you'll find that out. I don't need to crush this dream. I
Right.
need you to go through this process so you can learn.
Yeah.
But some people, they can't wait. The first words out their mouth are negative, and I try to redirect it. Because I have friends like that where it's like, man, they always got something negative to say.
They're just like that.
Yeah, and so I'll come with something positive and kind of redirect them, and they're like, okay, then they'll go down there.
Yeah.
So,
So when you spot a hater, what do you do?
You keep it right here, baby. You just keep it right. Come on, man.
You don't try to counter that. You don't try to understand where it's coming from.
I think I love how you just said, some people just need a redirect. They're just like that. Like they don't see.
I'm taking
positivity.
Stacy's phone away.
No, I'm writing notes down. I'm writing
No,
notes
you
down.
texting mommy. I saw it.
Oh no! Look, it says, "Is it nice and necessary?"
Okay, she
I'm
is,
literally
she
taking
is.
notes. That was awesome. Like I've never heard that. Is it nice and is it necessary? I'm literally going through the friend list now. But I think that if you hear the way they respond to something and you feel like it's necessary to redirect them, and you know that it's not coming from a malicious place, then sure. But sometimes I think I just keep it in the back of my head and know
But it
you're not
is
the person I'm
coming
talking
from,
to.
okay, like in this case, in this scenario, if you guys are listening and you can't see it, it's of a newly engaged friend who's showing her other friend her ring, and the other friend is like,
Do you ever cut anybody off? Because you seem so sweet.
I was gonna say.
No, I think I do. They might not know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not all that extra. It's just.
Is it hard to be happy for a friend when she gets something that you so desperately want?
No.
I think it's hard. Yeah.
Why? Because if you're the theory is supposed to be if you're in proximity to greatness or wonder or whatever you want, then it's right there in your
notes.
ether, like
Y'all
it's
got
in
my
your
life.
space, like, and it's coming to you.
I gotta give Stacey props. That's a very honest
Yes,
answer.
it is.
Yeah, I
And
think it is hard sometimes.
it can be if it's something that you really want that
Yeah.
you. Of course, when you say something you really want,
Yeah.
you're also saying something that you deserve. Not necessarily better, but also. So I can see that. It's how you deal with that.
Yes,
the
I think
envy.
I went through it and with somebody that was so close to me, and I didn't know that about myself, which was like, guess who's not perfect? So you know that was tough, y'all.
That's cute.
I was not equipped to handle her success at the time because I was so down on myself, and I appreciate what we learned from each other. And I mean, I was not cool, and she was like, "You're not being cool," and I'm like, "What's wrong with me?" So I had to see myself, and so now that I know that, like, sometimes it's hard. I love being happy for people. Like, it literally feeds my soul. So it's not that I'm not happy. It's more you start going on to yourself, blah blah blah, and I don't like that whole thing. So now that I know that's something I'm capable of, I just snip it in the butt. Now it's just something I'm.
Is that
handle.
friendship still intact?
It is.
Good.
It is. It is. Yeah. It took 7
a
months
minute.
because we parted. I was pissed. She was pissed. What's going on? And
What about you? How you deal with it? Like
I just cut people off. No, I'm teasing.
no, I know you don't. Yeah, I'm like, no, she
You're
doesn't.
succeeding.
No,
Right.
You
No.
know, it depends. Some people I do cut off. It's like, you know, it just depends on what's happening in my life. If I feel overwhelmed, and I have a propensity to feel overwhelmed a lot because I'm a creative spirit, so I'm always doing too many things as it is. So I'm like, I can't deal with the negativity. I can't, and I grew up in that, you know. So it like in my neighborhood. Oh, I remember Vicky was nasty. I hope you watching Vicky because she was a nasty piece of work.
Names, honey.
wow.
She was a nasty piece of work. She was an older woman that should have been, you know, mentoring and encouraging us, but she was just, every little thing was nasty. So I grew up in that. So when I see it, and when you're young, you don't really have many options. You don't have a choice. You have to subject yourself to certain things. So as I get older, I cut that stuff right off. Most of the times, I don't even address it. I do just cut people off. And that is, I don't believe that's the right way to handle it. And I am personally working on that.
Yeah, because I think there's
I'm
a
working on
dialogue that's
that.
missing
Yeah.
from not.
I need
you know,
to talk
just
more.
like you said that I usually, if I'm not really trying to be friends with you anymore, I just decide that on my own. But there's a conversation that, like a mature conversation, like, by the way, this is where you are because you're going to screw up a lot more friendships, or maybe I screwed up, whatever, but we didn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that conversation is like because I don't love having it.
You think Courtney cuts people off or what? What do
Yeah.
you
In a
I've
heartbeat,
actually
I
only
think Courtney
cut
cuts
off-
people.
I've only I don't cut anybody. I'm not violent. I ain't never had to be violent in my life.
I
Nobody
love
checks
her
me
though.
like
She's
that.
just more like she's
But
just
like I've only cut off 2 people in my life, and it's one of those things where you show me. I believe that saying. You show me who you are. I'm supposed to believe you. And at a certain point, they had showed there was no need for a conversation because you had showed me exactly who you are through your actions and your behaviors, and it's better for me because I can be a hostile individual. I may not be physically violent, but I can cut somebody with my tongue in a minute, and I'm fully aware of
Yes.
that, and I try to keep it in check, and I'm like, I want you to be okay, and I want me to be okay, and we cannot be okay together.
Right.
And that's
So,
only happened twice.
Let me ask y'all this because there are times when you do have to end friendships, like you said. I
Yeah.
mean, you just do. How do you deal with the hurt? What do you do? How do you deal with that? And how do you proceed with that? With that information going into another relationship, does it? Do you have the wall up? I mean, y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just assume it's God's will. I'm like, we just.
Does it affect you though? Does it change you for the next? Does it make it harder for the next person to kind of get close to you?
No,
If they remind me of that person, yeah, I'm like, oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if a friend, this is a friend that you guys somehow fell out. I mean, that's hurtful. That can be devastating.
But I would never let it. I personally don't want it to affect anybody coming forward, because you learn something in this situation, you're gonna learn something from the next person, and it's like everyone's different. I get the whole.
Oh, go ahead, Demetrius.
What do you think?
I guess I just haven't met anybody that really reminds me of the
Of the
person
next
that I
person?
needed to cut
Usher
off.
made a song about it.
He did, but it was about his girl, and
But that's
like
different. Like, okay, we talking about
friendships.
friendship, or we talking about relationship?
Friendship. Look, this is what I do.
Because a relationship is you have a friendship foundation. Yeah.
Sort of, but there's still a different element in a relationship that changes it. Like,
We're talking more friendships.
Okay, let me say
Yeah.
this. I write a list of all the stuff that this person did that led to that point. So that
You
way,
write a list?
You just write a list. I don't
a
believe
for
you.
real list?
Yes.
Lord have
So
mercy.
that way, when I feel like some sympathy for them, or maybe we could still be friends, I pull that list back out. I go down each thing and like,
Wait,
yep,
are
that's
you a
why I don't mess
Scorpio?
with them.
What was your sign?
I'm a
I'm a
Gemini.
Scorpio and I don't
you're
even act like
Gemini.
that. Let me tell you,
Okay.
I'm going to check you right now
Why?
because I think that is the opposite of what you should be doing.
Yeah, because we're ruminating on the
Pull up
grossness.
Mandela. Pull up Mandela.
You never
this
move
is
on.
what I think. I think you have to you have to live this life forgiving, and you do it continually. Forgiveness don't mean be dumb.
Yeah.
And enter into the same
means
situation
let it
again.
go.
It doesn't omit wisdom. What does it say? Forgiveness liberates the soul. It removes fear. That's why it is such a powerful tool. Nelson
love
Mandela.
that.
Forgiveness is more for you than for them. And I'll tell you this. One of the things that I always tell people
I'm listening.
is you have to tear up the list. Now, I've never known anybody to make a physical
Actual
list.
list.
Make a
But
physical list.
I make, we make
On the
mental
computer.
lists and
On that
whatnot.
computer.
You got to tear it up.
Make it. No, because see, when I forgive, they're forgiven,
you-
but I don't forget.
But you won't ever forget.
But you
Precisely. That's the point. I don't
So you
mess
have
with
the
them.
list and you keep reminding yourself of the offenses?
Only when I think like maybe I should be friends with this person
Second
again.
chances. We talked about that at the top of the show. People can't change.
I'm not hiring somebody that tried to murder me.
Lord have mercy.
I guess it depends on what you guys separated on. I think that's a big part, for sure.
Well, Courtney, what you want to say? We got to
just
wrap.
overwhelmed
You
by the
clutching your
list. I'm
pearls.
clutching my pearls, right?
Yo, statement
I'm like,
piece.
it's almost scary. Like, it's sort of
Yeah,
like,
Demetrius.
because there's a part of me that's very, yes, I'm aggressive and I'm like, whatever, but there's a part of me that's very like laissez-faire, like, let it be,
Right.
whatever's gonna be,
Yes.
it's gonna be, boo, because I don't have time or the energy.
Right.
Said it's gonna be.
I'd rather be asleep, like, it just,
rather
and
be
that just
asleep.
seemed like
Right.
a whole lot of energy channeled into the bullshit
yeah,
that I
yeah.
don't want to deal with to begin
Yes.
with.
Yeah.
So it's just,
Oh, it's too much.
Am I
It's too
still
much
giving-
energy.
Can I give the Halo Award this week?
yes, go ahead.
Go
We
ahead,
got to
give
go.
Halo.
Halo Award goes to Van Jones for his
Yeah.
stellar performance on The View, where he pointed out that Obama, when he ran for president both times, the majority of white people, including those in California, voted against him. So when people run around and they say, we elected a black president, he pointed at himself with both thumbs, and that made me late trying to get Sheree to come here and said, no, we elected a black president. Appreciate that. Shouts out to him.
Shouts out.
That's hot.
And y'all, we thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to give my takeaways. Well, actually, I'll give my takeaways at the end. Thank everybody. How can they keep up with you, Miss Courtney?
Everywhere at Stuart Starlet. Yeah.
Demetrius? Ain't nobody going to want to keep up with you. They know you making lists and
We
you
scared of
nasty.
you now.
Follow me at Eye of Demetrius on Instagram. I'm taking 22 followers this week.
Stacy?
You guys can check me out on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStays.
And you guys, this is what I'm going to say. These are my final takeaways. If you are living so that you do not get hurt again, you are not living.
Absolutely.
Amen to that. This is our show. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next week. Sheree
Stacy
Fletcher.
follows me now.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram me @KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.